Alright, so today I was playing around with, I had a conversation with a guy a little while ago about locking timing in certain areas. So this is, I was playing around with this today for idle. It's in an 04 Ram, 1500 two-wheel drive. I locked the timing at 10 degrees right here in the idle area. And then that's for part-time timing or part throttle timing. Then the MBT table I locked at 12. And then we come up here to our minimum table. And in that same area there, I locked it all in at 8. All right. So I'll show you the results. All right, so here's the first log. All righty. We're not gonna sit here and watch this whole thing, but all right, so that's where it starts up. Timing does its funky little thing for a little bit. Now it's a straight, steady 10. Map is moving around. Vacuum is moving around a bit. All right, so when we go into our chart time here, now let's pause it right here. So just as you can see, short term is headed to 3. And then you look at the load. Every time the calculated load got up to 30 or higher, it started going into a spark fluctuation. Then it would recover, come back, and now it's going to be steady again. So let's go back to the gauge. All right, let's get this right here. So let's go right there. Let's go hit the gauge. So like I said, we got 10 degrees and then starts going into some funky wonky deal. I know, right? Technical terms. And then recovers, bounce, recover. And then it'll be like that for about 10 seconds. I mean, the RPM is jumping all over the place. And a little bit of a surge. I got a little bit of a video clip of this one that we'll play. And then here again, bounce, and then we're going to be at 10. All right, so that was the first tune. All right, so this is the second tune. Quick go into here. See if you guys can see that. 455, 42 spark effects. I set that whole table to 0. And this is basically what it did. It was solid 10 degrees all the way through. So we'll fire this thing up here. All right. And again, we're not going to watch the whole thing. Map is bouncing all over the place. Vacuums all over the place. The idle swing. So we'll pause that real quick. So our highest idle was 802 and 769 at 35 and 40. Let's see, what were we against P ratio? 654 and 643 on the average. The lowest was 575, 565, and the highest was 802. So it's about a 300 RPM swing. So, I mean, obviously, it's surging here and there type of deal. But, like I said, it held at 10 all the way through. So let's go over here. Expand that out. Expand it out. That's a little too far to expand. Let's go back in there. And the calculated load didn't seem to bother it whatsoever. I think at one point it got up to stop this thing again. That gets annoying. So at one point got up to 35.7, 34.5. So now the fueling wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was long-term, short-term for bank 1, for bank 2. Those who know me know that I do this math thing, total VE minus base VE. So it was only off by 2 through that whole couple minutes there. So, all right. All right, so the first variation on this tune, really sorry about the glare. Idle's lower than I want. Come over here, add our channels back in. Our desired RPM is 720. And it's hanging out down around 650, so it's steadier. It's lower than I want. So now we're in drive. Glare out of there. The map is staying relatively steady. Back up into neutral. Interesting. All right, so this is the third one. This is the one where we played around with the park neutral proportional in the idle airflow area. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one. This one's kind of a wreck. I do have 2 video clips of it. Spent some time with it. Did a few other little things. Nothing I did made this tune worth a damn. Just kept swinging really bad. Just not right. So, get in on that a little bit. This one had large swings. Would calm down for a little bit, and then it just, it was all over the place. All right. I got 2 logs of this one that I'll... Alrighty. it's surging a bit. Once the temperature comes up, it might get a little better. In gear, it becomes more steady in gear. Alright, so this is the fourth and final version of the tune of what I was working with, playing with. And again, I'm not going to sit here and make you guys watch this whole log. But this is the first log, initial startup. ECT is 131. I'll point out why that's important in a bit. So what we did, I shouldn't say we, what I did on this tune is the friction table. Everything down here in the idle area, I zeroed it out. All right, so let's come back over to here. And my little summary box there. So it was a 200 RPM swing on the initial, and then after we get into about 20 seconds into this little gauge here is ERT, engine runtime. So right now it's been 47, 48, 50 seconds into the run. The other interesting thing is, let's get over here in the injector, is the lowest value at the idle area of any of the tunes. And then we'll come down here. Now, this one here, it's the same thing. It's about 20 minutes. Well, not 20 minutes, I'm sorry, that's wrong. It's 315 seconds into the run. So it was almost 3 minutes. Not quite 3 minutes yet. We're already at 183 degrees. So the RPM came up as the engine temperature came up, but it fairly, I mean, it's a 50 RPM swing, roughly. So that's what I got. That's what it was doing. So let's go shut this off. And then we're going to come back to this log. And then once we get down in the, finding my mouse, damn it. There we go, found the mouse. So a little throttle blip, come back down, foot's on the brake. Didn't stumble. I didn't have a chance to take this thing out for a ride with this tune. Did a couple little driveway hops. And it's really strong when it comes back. So, all right. That's what it is in gear. It's actually kind of steady and it's really low. Came back all right. Not really going to be able to take it out for a ride like this, but